Welcome to my views and news. Good to be with you. One new story. It seems that Somalia is on the verge of a new war. Three developments took place in the last 48 hours, showing how fragile the internal security situation. I'm not talking about Al-Shabaab issue. That's a separate issue ongoing for years. Another serious internal conflict is unfolding in Somalia. Big developments. Let's have a look at these developments, what is happening, and let's have a look at the role of outsiders to in inciting conflicts in Somalia. The president of Somalia, Hassan Sheikh, has announced that he will implement the new electoral reforms. For that, we know the SESH parliament session has been extended, and before that, National Consultative Council of Somalia held discussions, and the council announced dates for regional elections and elections for federal MPs. Regional elections, according to the council led by the president, will be held in June, and elections for federal members, federal MPs, will be held in September. By the way, we can easily draw parallels between current situation in Somalia and 2020 situation in Ethiopia, which led to start of a major war between a regional state and federal government of Ethiopia. There are lots of similarities. I have covered that war and what is happening in Somalia is very similar to what happened in Ethiopia in 2020. In Ethiopia, we know that Tigray held election, regional election, federal government, parliament refused to recognize the election. Election was declared null and void. Federal government and Tigray government entered into a war. Then war went on for 2 years. It was a devastating war. Millions were killed and injured and displaced. In Somalia, a federal member state says it will hold regional elections very soon. Elections will be held as indirect elections, no one person, one vote, which is being proposed by the federal government. And before the start of Tigray war, we saw that Tigrayan members of PM Abiy's government, they resigned, they withdrew to Mekelle. Same is happening in Somalia. Two resignations yesterday. Resignations of Jubaland's federal MPs. Jubaland says it will hold regional election very soon. Portland's issue is a separate issue, though it's very alarming too. But the rising tensions are now between Jubaland and federal government. And Portland is supporting Jubaland. Yesterday, two members of Hamza Abdi Bare, the Prime Minister's cabinet, resigned. They are from Jubaland. They have returned to their regional state. Abdi Rashid is State Minister of Planning from Jubaland, resigned. Deputy Minister of Education, who's from Jubaland too, at federal level, he also resigned. Both ministers accused Hassan Sheikh government of working to impose new electoral laws and creating conflicts in Jubaland, Portland. and SSC Khatomo controlled areas. You saw the similar things happened before the start of Tigray War too, when Tigrayan members of the government or key Tigrayans in positions of power, they just distanced themselves. So TPLF, I think it was not formally, it wasn't a formal ally of Prosperity Party. It never joined Prosperity Party. But people like Sad Khan, we know that they returned to Tigray. They stood with Tigray fighters opposing federal government. So resignations. Second development happened when Jubaland recalled all its MPs of federal level, for consultations in Kismayo. Since yesterday, consultations have been ongoing. Jubaland President Ahmed Madobe is holding discussion with the MPs. What will they decide? We don't know. Thirdly, Hassan Sheikh government appointed a new man to lead Somalia's ground forces. The man is from Jubbaland. His name is Colonel Abdullahi Umar. He served as the head of intelligence in Jubaland. He was a close ally of Ahmed Madobe. He helped Ahmed Madobe in strengthening his control of Jubbaland. Now, this man has been appointed as the head of Somalia's ground forces. Hassan Sheikh government wants to use Abdullah Umar to force Ahmed Madobe to agree to new electoral laws. Is Hassan Sheikh government considering the launch of a military operation in Jubaland? This is what Ethiopian federal government tried to do as well. It said that it had launched a quick operation to restore the constitutional order in Tigray, and that operation led to start of a war. Hassan Sheikh 2 days ago in a speech clearly said that he will implement the new electoral laws. Election will be one person, one vote. There will be no indirect election. So you can see there are several things which are similar between the current situation in Somalia and the situation, the developments which led to the start of war in Ethiopia. But there are some differences too. I think in 2020, federal government of Ethiopia was in a position to wage war on Tigray. It had received support from Eritrea too. Here, Hassan Sheikh government is going to receive support from Egypt. Again, a similarity. But difference is that Hassan Sheikh government is not very strong militarily. It is involved in a bitter dispute with Somaliland, with Puntland, with Ethiopia. How can it consider the start of a military operation which could push the country into a civil war? But we'll have to wait to see. Overall, I think things are alarming. Situation is very tense in Mogadishu and in Kismayo. Mogadishu came under attack. Mortars were fired at Halane camp, where peacekeepers are based, where UN officials are based yesterday. And we saw a statement confirming mortar attacks at Halane camp in Mogadishu. It's difficult for the government to protect Mogadishu. Can it launch an operation in Jubbaland to either force Ahmed Madobe out of power or to force him to conduct one person, one vote election? That remains to be seen. Kenya is a player too in this conflict, viewers, because reportedly Jubbaland, Kenya traditionally has held influence in Jubbaland. It shares border with Jubbaland too, I think, and Ahmed Madobe is close to Kenyan leaders reportedly. Ethiopia will also try to play its part. It will definitely try to fuel the conflict. It will back Ahmed Madobe. It would like the situation in Somalia to escalate so that Egypt could not make a move to expand its military presence in Somalia. So Hassan Sheikh government will have to make decisions in a very responsible manner. There are elements, internal and external, which want the start of another civil war in Somalia. Already the country is gripped by a civil war. Al-Shabaab versus federal forces is like a civil war. If Jubbaland and federal forces start fighting, that would be tragic, I would say. Let's see how the conflict ends. Thank you for watching.